You've already done one whole episode. Why aren't you in the rhythm of things? Oh yeah, hand wave, hand wave.
Hey everybody, this is Big Campaign Stories. I'm your GM Jeff, and to get us started here, let's begin with some lightsaber checks. Marshall.
All right, I'm Marshall. I play Keegan Creek, and we will roll a 19. Let's toss it over to Sean.
Hey, I'm Sean. I'm playing fours, and I clicked on the thing again instead of dragging down. And I rolled a 20 for my
What the
lightsaber
shit?
check.
Didn't you do this last time?
Yeah, you did do this last time.
Just,
Oh my god.
Oh, no,
Oh.
not confirmed with that at 13.
God, that would have been so
Had a
amazing.
lightsaber. You've had a box of lightsabers.
They've all been
Very
confiscated.
grievous arms.
I'll throw to Jesse.
Hey, I'm Jesse. I'm playing as Oswald, and I got a 16. That leaves John.
And this is John playing as Lucius. And I got a 1.
Yay!
Oh,
It's time.
Do it.
Oh, it.
Backed up by a 16. Safe for the day, maybe. Gonna have to kill me by virtue of playing the game this time.
So then, do we have a recap?
Somebody else do a proper recap. Not me. I'm drinking coffee.
I'll do a proper recap.
Do it.
Yes.
So we start out at Goodberries, where myself, Keegan, was introduced to the team. We got a job from Javi Karsa to find some equipment that was stolen by the Blink Dogs. We ended up headed to a storage facility where we met Saul and broke into the storage unit where Fours and Oswald were looking for the crates we needed. When the Blink Dogs came back, and Fours ended up in a Seeker vault on the other side of town, while we ended up with a blown up storage unit.
Storage Wars.
I think Forrest is not on the other side of town. I think he's on the other side of the continent. I think he's in a different city now.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
shoot.
I teleported to Spokane.
Where did you teleport to?
It's a seeker evidence warehouse, or evidence lockup in Sule'Nei.
Okay.
Sule'Nei.
No, don't try to pronounce it.
Sule'Nei?
Which is a
A
different
Seeker
city from Sule'Nei.
A secret evidence locker in Sule'Nei on the other side of the continent. Do you want me to try again, or you want to piece it together from all that?
Nah, I'll duct tape that bad boy together for us.
Let me know if you need me to say anything else.
But back to the game.
Yeah, looking at this, it looks like Dusk Banter is pretty much in the southern center of the continent.
Mhm.
And Sule'Nei is just, or however you want to pronounce it, sorry everybody, is just to the east of us by how many miles would you say, or how many days would it take us to drive there?
I mean, from your guys' place before when you drove there, it's a few hours.
Hooray for geography.
It's funny for how much trouble the Sule'Nei thing has caused us. Those places have never changed their names, but Nova Sol has changed its name like every single campaign.
With our party split up, though, we will start back at the min-max storage units, where Oswald, Keegan, and Lucius are.
And where we left off, that explosion had just happened.
Correct.
As the smoke clears, this is our first opportunity to look inside the storage unit and see if we can tell what's going on. And we've gotten a comm from Fours telling us that he went through the portal, or no?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. First thing is try to get in that storage unit. I don't know how mangled the door is, or whether we can get past it or not, but try and get in and see what the status of that portal door is.
Yeah, I'll get up and head to the door and try and open it again.
Yeah, though damaged and broken, Keegan's strength is more than enough to be able to pull that up now. You guys will look inside and see the broken desks, the frame half burnt and shattered on the wall, as well as the burnt out control pad that was also attached to it.
Does it look like there were any crates left behind when the explosion happened?
No.
And I imagine I'll eventually find my way there from the office.
Yeah, after you guys lift up the door and get inside, it's not more than maybe a minute or so afterwards you hear footsteps and see Lucius poke his head around the corner.
I'd like to inspect the door too.
Is everybody okay?
I'm a little singed, but I'll be alright.
Relatively.
Oh, I also got shot a couple times, that's true.
Oh yeah, I got shot. Forgot about that.
It's like, I know I got hurt. I just couldn't remember where it came from. Was it just the explosion? No, I got shot twice.
That's when Lucius shows up and says, "Is everyone all right?" And Oswald's just like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Then you see the slow pool of blood under his shirt.
I got shot a few times, boss, but, still here.
I'll look over to the busted up keypad. Doesn't look like we can follow fours at this rate.
Yeah, I don't think I can fix that. Certainly not fast.
The blink dogs just destroy their own storage unit.
Looks like destroy evidence or keep us from following them.
Hmm.
Probably a bit of both.
I've managed for the time being to not have the seekers called yet, but I'm sure they're going to be here soon. Fours, are you safe right now?
Time being, are you saying I can't come back through that door? I'm stuck out here?
It doesn't look operational from where I'm standing.
Okay.
How about from where you're standing? This is new to me.
I've still got stuff to deal with as I'm currently hiding.
I'm gonna try and fuss with the door and see exactly how damaged it is.
Yeah, the door, which simply existed as a frame on the wall, has nothing behind it but wall itself, so it is a destroyed and ruined frame.
And what about the keypad?
Burnt out and broken, melted together from the plastic and metal from the heat of the grenade.
If Forza's side is unaffected by the explosion, he might be able to use that to go somewhere else. It might not just be a 2-node teleport thing. It might be a whole network of things. He might be able to go lots of places.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend I understand the science behind it.
Yeah, it depends on what they built, right?
Keegan, are you able to rip that keypad off or take it, dismantle it in a fashion that we can hold on to what's left of it
Yeah,
quickly?
I'll do what I can to get that off the wall as quickly as I can. Want a craft mechanical?
Sure, yeah, go ahead and give me a craft mechanical to peel that off.
Ugh. Jeez. 12.
You guys are acting like that's a bad roll. It's perfectly normal.
The roll's just fine. It just takes a couple rounds as opposed to you just grabbing and tearing it off with one hand, like cool people do, I guess.
Every time I take a keypad off a wall, I rip it off one-handed.
This way it doesn't break anymore, I guess. Yeah, I'll get it off the wall.
Yeah, good work. Let's get out of here. Get back to the wrecker. I think we need to try to head to where Fours is.
Okay.
Sounds like a good idea.
And with that, we'll cut across the city to a Void currently hiding on top of a bunch of pallets in a large warehouse. Fours, what are we up to?
I'm keeping an eye on these two blink dogs, and I've got the one's phone out, and I'm kind of browsing through it, seeing if I can get any clues as to how I might be able to use the special teleportation door.
Yeah, cycling through Stefan's phone, this seems a bit like it's meant to be kind of a burner phone, but it does have a couple documents in here, or at least files saved, that just have a series of 5-digit key codes.
All right.
It takes you a little bit of looking at them, but after a while you kind of put together, they look like zip codes.
All right. I will sliver out some zip codes and say, I don't know our postal system inside and out. Are any of these good places?
Do you think you can travel to them?
Maybe, if I can get my hands on a key card. Do I remember which one has the key card, as far as been keeping an eye on those guys?
You have the phone of Stefan Forgeborn, but his Matthew Rayland is the one with the key card.
Okay.
Do you know where you are besides like just general location? Like, are you in another storage unit?
I'm gonna do a little squat walk, shuffle over and see if I can see the display on the card. It's probably too far away.
Yeah, it's at ground level, so almost 30 feet down.
I'm not in a great place to see where I am exactly at the moment. But are those guys still looking?
Yeah, it's a little tough in here. You can't see them from the pallet that you're on, but you can hear kind of the creak of the wheel platform they put the crates on. So you can hear that there's still people in here, but that echo makes it hard for you to pinpoint them.
Or does it sound like if there are more than those two in here?
It does not. As of right now, it still sounds like it's just those two.
All right.
Occasionally you can catch whispers or hints that they're talking to each other quietly, but you're not hearing anything directly.
All right. I'm going to move about up here, still trying to, be stealthy and everything, but I want to get a beat on where those guys actually are.
All right. Go ahead and give me a perception.
I got a 29.
Excellent. Yeah, with the 29, you can definitely hear the grunt and pull of somebody picking up a crate, maybe a few shelves down from you. You can hear the footsteps of somebody else on the outer edge doing kind of a slow walk.
All right.
And these pallets are just high enough your tremor sense doesn't reach the ground either, so...
Okay. When I came in, I think I caught where the crate that had been moved from the storage unit was.
Mm-hmm.
How close am I to that?
Based on your perception, with the wheel, you'd probably guess about 40 feet away, so you'd probably have to jump over to another row of pallets if you want to stay on top here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
Go ahead and give me that acrobatics.
Oh, 14. Considerably not great.
With a 14 and your ability to climb, you'll be able to make the jump, but will land on the edge. But I am going to say that it is going to cause a bit of noise, as opposed to being a smooth landing.
Yeah, that's fair.
But as soon as you do make that noise, as soon as you hit the side of the next column over, you definitely would hear those footsteps stop, the crate kind of hitting the ground a bit as they begin to approach in your direction.
All right. Fantastic. And I will crawl along the top of this shelf carefully.
Go ahead and give me your stealth check at this point as they are in the area to see if they caught like the tail end of your foot going over.
Mm-hmm. I got a 15. Dang it. I got a 15.
Alrighty. The two blink dog guys, so this is what?
Jesus.
Them having rolled one underneath you, so this would be that great scene of them. Your foot just goes right over the edge as they both come around the corner. They're both standing at the base of the pallet that you're hiding on top of.
Mm-hmm.
You probably don't feel comfortable or safe to move with them so close.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, well, you have a moment to think about it. You can see the box in front of you, labeled with a do not open under Justakari care. We'll cut back across to min-max storage, where our friends are currently getting in their vehicle before the Seekers show up.
I would start by starting to go to my normal place in the Seeker van, and then realize that, somebody should probably be in the front seat, and it should probably be me. So I'll get in the passenger front seat.
Can you fit there with your gear on?
Oh, it's gonna be awkward as shit. I'm gonna be like leaning forward, obstructing your right-hand mirror. Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
Why do you need to be in the front then if you're obstructing my mirrors? Can't drive with clunky ass in the front.
And not the bodyguard.
Right. Oswald, I'm going to need you to get in the back, please.
All right.
I'll sit up
get
front.
back in the back.
It's a good effort, though.
I'll sit up front and be a little less clunky in my armor.
Yeah, and I'll just not be clunky at all. Only in actions. Yeah, I don't see any reason to do anything with this place as far as anybody's concerned. We were just here, and now we're leaving. So yeah, start up the wrecker and start heading to Sule'Nei. Also trying to keep Fours on the comms though to make sure he's all right.
Yeah, as you guys peel out and head away from the storage unit, getting back on the freeway to start going in the direction of the Sule'Nei district, where Fours is, you would get a message pop up on your sliver, Lucius, from Gore. Hey boss, just a heads up, I've noticed a couple of CD folk drive by. I think some of them coyote detectives. They haven't come in, but someone is paying to keep tabs on us. Just thought you should know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Why? What exactly is a coyote detective?
Third-party paid corporation that does tracking of people, information finding. They're your standard private investigators, things like that.
Okay.
Bounty hunters, skip tracer.
All right. Do they have a reputation of being good at what they do, or are they like that frickin' private eye in the Big Lebowski that shows up for a couple lines and then goes away?
It's got to be one or the other, Jeff. Is this John Wick or is this Mr. Magoo?
Best or the worst.
Hey, for all we know, that guy was the best detective ever in the Big Lebowski.
But yes, the coyote detectives are used by a lot of large corporations because they do provide results. They are good at what they do.
All right, we'll dig into that when we've got time. We've got more important things to deal with right now, or so I think.
Alright, then as you guys begin the drive, we'll check back in to see if there's anything you guys are talking about or doing. But we cut back to Fours hiding on top of the pallets.
I'm slivering, chatting with those guys, giving them updates. I'm kind of pinned down here, hiding. I'm just stuck between boxes of contraband, and I'm taking a little peek inside of the boxes that I'm next to.
Yeah, inside the nearby box looks like a bunch of uniquely confiscated slivers. All of these designs, at least, appear to be less intrusive, more built to attach onto the ear, as opposed to be inserted into the head.
Ooh.
one of them here does stand out as marked specifically as "Do Not Touch." That says "Clergy of the Constant."
Does the clergy of the Constant have a reputation at all? Would I have heard of them at all?
Go ahead and give me a knowledge religion.
All right. I've removed all other knowledges from my character sheet.
Mhm.
It's gonna be this -5, right? So yeah, I rolled real well. 19.
As you think about it, you've, I think, heard mention of the clergy of the Constant. There's more questions than answers about them. It's not something you've never seen a church for it. The clergy of the Constant doesn't show up and hand out pamphlets, things like that.
Okay.
But you've seen them referenced on the forums online, but you've never seen one.
Are they kind of like sort of Illuminati figures or?
No,
Okay.
they would be referenced as a religion that used to be a little bit more prominent for a bit before, at least the rumors online are that the Justicari got rid of them.
And then have we already gotten a backstory on Justicari? What I know about them? Sorry.
No, I don't know what they are either.
Actually, no, you've heard reference to them from Max the Colic. You guys know them as to be effectively kind of the extra step secret police of the Seekers.
Okay.
But they represent more of the state interest as opposed to the Seekers, which are partially owned by Amon Advancements.
Ooh, this is like black site stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm gonna take a look at this earpiece sliver.
Yeah, copper and silver, strange and kind of its conical shape. Looks like it would fit well over the edge of the ear on one side, with it able to sink up to your sliver. You can see it has a bunch of small kind of bits on it that probably once you put it on your ear, it holds onto the skin, much like a coiled clockwork centipede.
Oh, comfortable. The do not touch thing wasn't a literal thing. It doesn't feel crazy like necro sludge or living steel or anything.
No.
Cool. Yeah. Huh. Okay. And I will send out the sliver communication to you guys with the new thing. Can you guys hear me now? Do I sound cooler?
Do I sound cooler?
Well, does Force sound cooler?
It does. It does sound like Fours is in the vehicle with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a better way to describe it except for yes, you sound cooler. What did you find?
What mic are you using, bro? I found some crazy confiscated tech stuff.
Confiscated tech.
Yeah, from the Justicari. I'll float that out there, see if any of you guys have feelings about that.
Justicari, like, aren't they seekers?
Super secret seekers?
Well, whatever they are, what do they have to do with the Blink Dogs? Like, there's rumors that they work together. Where are you?
Well, I'm pretty sure this is a seeker warehouse, and we know that the Blink Dogs work with the seekers, so they're probably just smuggling their shit around, right?
Yeah, that's a safe assumption.
I'm glad we got there. Fours, if you're really in a place like this,
One of the tains that, for as you recovered from the ex-gargoyles, was labeled Justicari Eternus.
Oh, yeah, that name doesn't mean anything to me. I'm gonna take a look and see if there are any officer names on the crate that I'm looking through associated with the paperwork.
Yeah, it looks like this is all labeled as to be recovered from the bodies of a shut down church. So all of these slivers here are all marked with a different person's name and kind of what rank they had in the church when they were found deceased. But an interesting effect with this item linked up to your sliver, you can see just a faint trail, a wispy, almost dark green beam that kind of comes up very faintly from the HCOM of the Blink Dog below, as well as the HCOM that you are holding now.
Ooh, I will concentrate on that, or take a look around and see if it's a coincidence with the HCOMs or if anything else is going. What else is going on?
Yeah, I mean, you imagine most of the items in here are probably unable to connect with the constant.
Mm-hmm. Does the wall panel light up? The frame panel?
Yeah, you can catch just a glimpse of it from here, and it does have a faint light up to it.
All right. Does the earpiece have like buttons on it or an interface?
It does not.
so Fours, this would be a really, really good opportunity to find evidence of actual hard evidence of the Blink Dogs working with the Seekers, or at least using their facilities and such. Can you try to find a way to that we can use this in the future to blackmail somebody? Specifically Seekers.
I suppose I could. You want to give me some specifics?
I don't know what we'd be after, but
It's kind of like a needle in a haystack, I feel like.
whatever you can think of. I mean, we're still on our mission to get a hold of that crate, right? So just keep your eyes open for anything that would be incriminating. It will just be a bonus to what we're doing right now, which is just.
Do you feel like you kind of have that with the phone right now, Forrest? The phone numbers that are in there,
Mm-hmm.
you've no doubt some of those probably, though not like well marked in the contacts, some of those definitely have seeker prefixes to them.
Okay.
They're like a bunch of selfies taken with seekers and blink dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
at barbecues and stuff. High fiving, secret handshakes.
But not names associated with these contact numbers, right?
correct.
Right. They're just locations.
I mean, it might be worth the time for us to cross-reference the 2 seeker numbers that we know of Das and Quinn, and just see if those numbers are in the list of seeker contacts you have on that phone, just to make sure
Good.
our 2 like friendliest seekers aren't in bed with the blink dogs.
It's a good idea. I'm gonna look through the contacts on the phone, and
There's not too many contacts in here, but none of them.
yeah, the one handler, and that's it.
Right. There's like probably about 4 main contacts that this gets used for.
Okay. I'll sliver over the numbers to you guys so you can have them on file. We can figure out who they are.
Yeah, and you can use less of your time looking at a phone and more time surviving.
Yeah. Also got to find that crate.
Yeah, well, we're still on our way.
Yeah, well, you guys are continuing the drive down here, as we'll cut away from Forrest for just a moment. Oswald's sitting in the back while you can hear them talking to Forrest. You can see the little voicemail symbol on your HCOM.
Oh yeah, that's right. My phone went off. That's how this whole thing popped off. Yeah, I guess I'll take the time to listen to that voicemail.
Just a very quick one. You can hear your father. Is he, hey buddy, the festival's coming up. I just sent the tickets to your comm account. I know it's only a couple days away before you get here, but we're very excited to see everyone. Love you, Ozzy. You must be busy.
I'll smile and check the comm account and see how many tickets he sent.
There are 6 tickets there.
All right. I guess I'll wait until it looks like Lucius is not actively talking to Forrest, which might be a minute.
I'm gonna chime in really quick. Lucius.
And without looking towards you because I'm driving. And I hate it when people look at people while they're driving. What's going on?
So, aside from keeping you safe, is this type of stuff, explosions, teleporting, trying to save people, a lot of what you do? And will I be along for the ride on most of this?
Nervously chuckle about that for a second and thinking back to all the safer missions that we've usually never had. It really does seem like this is our wheelhouse, yeah.
Okay. And I'm guessing y'all have a sliver line with each other that I'll need to get hooked into.
That would make sense. Oswald, if you'd please hook him up with that.
Yes.
I'll seem a little bit preoccupied too.
Right. Big, do you have a sliver?
I do have a sliver. I just will need to get it hooked into your signals.
Oh, cool. Then yeah, I'll bring him into the WhatsApp group.
My mind trails off towards Ba Hamburger, however you pronounce it. So gross. Have you ever had Ba Hamburger?
I have not had a Ba hamburger yet.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I know about a place in Sule'Nei. We're going to a shout out to our Thunder buddies in Tacoma for, I think I'm going to call it Farthen Freeze. If you've never been to Frisco Freeze, you gotta go. But that's what I'm thinking about, getting a burger from that place.
Farther freeze?
Mm-hmm.
Is it on the way?
It's in the opposite direction.
No, they only have one location. It's in Sule'Nei. The place looks like a dump. This is a shout out to Frisco Freeze. Everybody shut up, we're driving.
But Forrest, as you sit on top of the pallets, you'll notice that the faint green lights that come up, at least one of them, will begin to drift away down one of the rows nearby. You're able to poke your head over just enough to be able to see that one of the blink dogs here with his shotgun out ready is doing this slow walk with his eyes turned upward. You can hear the footsteps of the other one getting a little further away.
So where are they in relation to each other?
They're on different aisles.
Okay. So they're on either side of the
Aisle that you are on
both
top
of the
of.
aisles that are flanking my shelf, yeah.
Correct.
All right. As I'm looking through this burner phone and I'm seeing the green light come up from it. It's like a stronger link with this sliver, right?
Mm-hmm.
And is it able to do like hands-free stuff?
Are you talking about the HCOM that belonged to the person?
The one I'm holding, yeah.
Yeah, it does not look like it's paired with the sliver or anything. You would not want your contraband phone to be connected to your headset.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to crawl over towards the end of the shelf where I can get a view of the frame panel.
Yeah, you can crawl to the end there so you can see it. You're about 50 feet away from the door panel that you came through.
All right. Do I think I can get down from the shelf without being spotted too easily, or?
Might be tough. They're flanking both sides of the aisle you're on. Require a stealth check.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm just going to stop in my tracks and then sliver out to you guys. How far are you guys?
Probably still hours.
Yeah.
I'm going to look into the crate that I'm next to now. Not that I'm just going to be asking you for a whole bunch of loot for this. I'm just snooping around.
Up here in these boxes, probably see, unmarked guns that have been confiscated, various items that have been taken by, civil forfeiture. It is a large evidence locker with a variety of objects in the boxes.
All right. I've run into a meta brick wall at this point above table where I understand how this item is supposed to work, but I don't feel like my character has gotten enough information to take the first steps in actually using it. Just above out of character and stuff. Just talking with you guys.
Right.
So it's like it's sort of like a ranged computer use thing. I just don't know how to explain using it because I don't feel like I've gotten enough in character. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
fine. I mean, it may not be something that you want to use yet.
Sure. I can think of uses for it. I'm like feeling like this would be the perfect time to, but it's just like not adding up to making sense for me. Yeah, I guess I'll be lame and stay on top of the shelf.
Well, do you know where the creative?
I think the crate that we need is on is a box on the shelf that I am currently on top of. I just can't get to it without being spotted at the moment. So I'd have to sit tight.
It's probably going to be rough for us to actually get you out of there. So I would imagine that your best shot is to find your own way out, and that we pick you up or something. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll probably just be lying low and keeping an eye on these guys and seeing what happens. I can be patient.
It was on silent before, so it's not to any benefit to them at least, as they will try to call the phone a few times. But after about half an hour or so, you definitely would hear those voices that once before seemed quiet and intent are now starting to become a little bit louder and a little bit more bored as they ponder over if there is even anybody in here. Can't find one. Well, where's your phone? I probably left it behind. Which they'll, yeah, that makes sense. And no one's answering it because we blew up that room. But they will take one last kind of walkthrough. And one of them would say, hey, if you're really worried about it, we can come back and we can scan the area to see who's here. And they will. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. We should let the Seekers know that somebody might have gotten in.
Dun 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 dun.
So they will do a thorough check. Go ahead and give me your stealth. They're going to roll their perceptions. Don't worry. I don't think you can even roll that low.
Oh my god. I got a 26.
All right. Yeah, easily with the 26. They're 11 as they kind of wander from aisle to aisle, visibly bored. As, dude, you lost your phone. Nobody came in here. We just got to make sure we got to lock up these warehouses better. You're letting freaking homeless Illican in. He's like, it was your job to log it. He's like, well, you should have made sure I did a better job. And then you'll hear footsteps. You'll hear footsteps as they get more distant before you'll hear a door open, a door close, and the click of a lock.
And was that an analog door or super teleporting door?
It was an analog door from what you could hear.
So they're still in the area. All right, I will give it a little bit.
What's a little bit?
Okay. Yeah. They're coming back with the Seekers. So a minute, just to make sure they don't double back because they forgot something,
Like they did last time?
like they did last time. And then I will get down and start less carefully moving about, trying to find that crate.
Yeah, as you get close enough to it, one crate does give off a large amount of green light that you can see projected through your sliver onto your peekers, through your connection with the item.
All right.
Popping it open, the crate at least.
Mm-hmm.
There is a variety of kind of helmets in here, gloves, various kind of tech items, but most importantly, there is one labeled prototype from Balanced Engineering, which is giving off the heavy connection to the constant. And next to it, in a bright neon green with neon orange triangles on it, it says official Punch Junction merchandise.
I will hold up the SWAT suit with the Zelda discovery noise.
Yeah. It's a nice briefcase that has the picture of a sweet buff dude with sunglasses on it, punching through a couple cans of soda. But you can pick up this case, and it's about 35, 40 pounds. I mean, it's heavy.
Okay.
That is my carry weight. Don't just shrug that off.
I'm gonna tuck that under one arm, and I will, because the job officially is for the suit, so I'm gonna have the arm and then the super glowing briefcase.
Yeah, the super glowing briefcase, you actually pick it up. This briefcase is, though, maybe a foot longer than the case holding the tactical armor. It weighs maybe 3 pounds. Like most of the weight you assume is coming from the box.
Why, even I could carry that.
Is it locked?
It is not.
All right, I'll pop that bad boy open.
Yeah, you can see what appears to be very thin woven and finely folded hedron with a outer coating of mithril upon it. Looks like there's supposed to be 4 sleeves, effectively. 2 for legs and 2 for arms.
Okay, so we got some leggings here. Did Javi say what these prototypes were for? Slivered out to you guys.
It was to counteract the nasty effects of grasp, which is a pharmaceutical.
Okay, so these are like compression socks, like super fancy mithril compression socks.
Mm-hmm.
All right then. And I will put them on so I'm not walking around with a clunky clunk case. And so I'm only carrying the tactical armor. And then I'll start to do a little bit of snooping around. I guess I'll look for a some sort of record thing that might indicate what else is in there, some sort of filing system.
Yeah, there would be a filing system on here. It's probably kept on a data pad
Okay.
by a record keeper for the Seekers.
Okay. But
Like
they don't keep it locally.
Right, like there's probably a list that says like, hey, this row is mostly weapons, this row is mostly armors, this one's mostly tech items, this one's mostly contraband, but it's not listed here for each thing. Because normally you should be signing out to get in and out of here.
Uh-huh. Well, in the interest of time, I'm going to just write down a couple of interesting index numbers for the warehouse. Like these shelves are like, oh, these had weapons boxes, or these had armor boxes, or if anything stands out as a particularly black melee type of thing. But basically just writing down some warehouse info so that I can potentially find it again. Yeah.
Yeah, snooping a bit. I mean, you can definitely see where crates that say labeled for armor have been emptied, right? You imagine that the Blink Dogs are kind of doing their private shopping through here. So
Okay.
weapons crates are empty that say should have weapons.
Okay. I'm going to go over to the panel and with my newfound knowledge of zip codes, see if I can make something happen.
Yeah, you'll put it in and it will flash red. From what you saw before when you were hiding at their storage unit, you do need a card to be able to access these.
A rump. I wanted to I wanted to leave that guy's burner phone in a different warehouse. I guess shenanigans will have to wait for another day. And I'm going to Is there just the one exit?
Correct. At this point, unless you get access to a card, there's just the one exit out the front.
All right. And there are no windows?
This is a warehouse, so they would have those really high up ones that are fairly thin and wide. So, you have to get that large stick to kind of open them.
Uh-huh.
Built with the idea, because you need some airflow in these things, otherwise it gets gross.
Right. It's got to be some climate control. Yeah.
About the 30-foot high shelves, then it's probably another 10 feet to the top where all the ducting and electrical work kind of goes around.
All right. I'm going to go find a good access point along the wall where the tubing and ductwork goes up, and I'm going to scramble up it with 2 feet and one hands. I got my shoelaces tied together and they're dangling around my neck, and I'm going claw feet and one claw hand climbing up the wall with the Punch Junction armor under one arm.
With your climbing speed, there's no checks involved, so easily able to get up there. Go ahead and give me an escape artist to kind of slip through this. Otherwise, it might make some noise.
Escape artist. Welp, here's a
this.
prayer. How far out are you guys?
Hours?
Couple hours.
I'm just gonna Winnie the Pooh myself on the side of this warehouse.
All right.
I rolled an 8.
With an 8, you definitely are able to get through the window. That's not the problem here. What is the problem is the slamming of the crate against both glass and side of the building. Makes for a loud noise that echoes out into this empty kind of warehouse area. But we cut across back to our friends driving right now. Is there anything you guys are up to?
Just driving.
Am I all linked in now?
Yes.
Probably would have let you see like previous chat history or whatever as well.
Okay. And I'll be probably just chatting up Oswald and Lucius on our drive to get some more information about them, the company, and learn about them. Like how long has Bold Requisitions been a company? I hadn't heard of it before Karashi talked to me about it.
Yeah, it's being run under me. It's been a couple of years now, but it's always kind of been a business since my grandfather started it. But it was more of a exploration and I don't know, find things in distant lands kind of operation as opposed to what it is now. But not that this is bad.
I've heard a lot of good things about what you guys do from Karashi.
Yeah, we find ourselves in a lot of messes that we can't just walk away from sometimes. Yeah, I'll kind of rattle my robot fingers across my driving wheel. Like, yeah, we've gotten into a lot of trouble though too.
So that's not a cosmetic upgrade.
No, this is not a cosmetic upgrade.
Not mutually exclusive. It's better looking than his human arm.
Yeah, it probably is. Way more functional.
But it wasn't frivolous.
Yeah, we could definitely use all the help we can get sometimes. What we've caught ourselves in right now, though, it's just sometimes we just jump down rabbit holes.
I mean, there's always a
Understandable.
negative like recovering the thing, right? But sometimes the thing is in a dangerous place.
Understood. How long have you been with the company, Oswald?
It's been about a couple years. It's mostly good work. It's interesting every time. Hours are kind of all over the place, but that's okay, as long as you're flexible about when you want to spend your free time.
Yeah, it's a perk. Sometimes we get free time. You won't find that in any other corporation.
Well, I don't have a lot going on outside of in general, so I'm available whenever.
Do you have family, Creek?
No.
Okay.
Like, wait on that for a little bit.
Yeah, no. I grew up with my dad, and I'm not sure where he's at, or if he's still around. Lost track when I went in the military.
Okay.
So he could still be hanging out in Avia somewhere, or not.
Yeah.
I mean,
Y'all don't get along?
not particularly.
That's tough.
Not bad growing up, just absent. That makes sense.
Yeah, I get it. I know what it's like to both sides of that coin.
Without thinking about it too hard, I'll say, I don't think I've ever met a Corlean that wasn't in their military at some point.
It's requirement for Corleans. When we turn of age, we enlist, whether it's just the mandatory 3 years or as long as you need to be.
No, thank you.
Helped me out, trained me up, taught me some things. Definitely don't know where I'd be without it.
So do you want to come to Festival of Families with us?
Uh,
Oh, also, boss, we got the tickets for that.
When did that happen?
The tickets today. My dad sent them to me.
Okay. Looks like we're locked in for that then. I mean,
Yeah,
it
you
was
said-
always the plan to
You
go.
said we were gonna go. Yeah,
We were going to go.
where are we going and when?
Pauldron in a few days. See my folks, hang out, have a good time, exchange gifts. It'll be good.
That actually sounds very nice. But, yeah, I would like to come.
Well, I'm glad
Okay, good.
because, yeah, I need you there.
Are people trying to kill you there too?
I don't know yet. Or are they going to follow me? We don't know a lot about who's trying to kill me right now.
I'll switch the my ongoing Sliver chat to like private comm just to Creek and say Lucius hasn't spent any time yet trying to figure out who's killing him.
Okay, that's good to know.
Even though I keep bringing it up as something we ought to do. So maybe you can convince him that it's something we ought to do.
We'll burn that bridge eventually.
We'll focus on that after we get fours and
Yeah.
get back.
I'll switch
That's
back
the
to
winning bold
chat.
requisitions mindset right there. Our company motto. We'll deal with it later.
I'll harass fours later with questions. He's trying to stay low and quiet.
Speaking of fours, we cut back down to the cold and rainy warehouse area in Sule'Nei. Fours, you're hanging outside of a building. The loud clang of the case carrying the tactical armor reverberates and echoes out into the passageway between buildings here. From your vantage point here, you can look around, you can see on the front of many of these buildings, there are cameras that are connected, obviously, to probably a larger network, but you can see that all of them with their connection to the constant, do give off a faint green light.
Huh. Am I seeing it in my mind's eye?
Projected across your vision from your sliver, thanks to your connection with this new item.
I'm gonna wipe my hand over the green light,
Yeah, you can see it kind of shakes for a moment before it goes back to being still.
and now I'm going to flap my hand around in it and pull at it.
Yeah, as you do so, you can see its connection to the constant gets tenuous for a bit, whether that's either turning it off temporarily or just blinding it for a moment. It'll take a little bit, but you'll see that connection reestablish after a round or so.
Huh. All right. Actually, do I hear any commotion below? I did make a noise.
You did. You can definitely hear the sound of familiar voices as they, okay, that's it. I swear someone's here. Go check around the other side.
Did I already ask how far across is the other building?
No, the other building is 15 feet away.
Okay.
Superhero job.
Yup. Back up for a running jump.
Alrighty, with a run and sprint, go and give me that acrobatics, though it's much easier now that you actually have room to build up speed.
All right. 18 plus bonuses from running.
Yeah, you'll be able to jump across, landing on the roof of the next warehouse over.
All right. I'm going to try and keep my momentum going and just try and go for as long as I can before dropping down.
You're able to keep this up all the way until you get towards the edge of this warehouse area that is fenced in. You can see a camera at this corner here that kind of looks down both alleyways. Now, if you want to try to clear that fence, it is a 20-foot jump, not to mention you're dropping down about 40 feet.
I'm going to scan beyond the fence. Am I close to a freeway where I can see some signs or get an idea of where I am?
You can't see a freeway in the distance. On foot, you're probably maybe 15 minutes away.
Okay.
And you can see a large billboard for Mercadine Vacations with the smiling Captain Cat at the front of the ship.
Nice. All right. So I'll give a sliver out a cardinal direction from the Mercadine Vacations billboard. I finally got an address, you guys. This is where I am in relation to a billboard.
Sounds good. We're close.
And then I will back up and try and do this 20-foot jump. But before I do, I'm gonna scramble them cameras.
Go ahead and give me a computer use check.
All right.
Yeah, the item you've connected to seems to make it quite a bit easier to manipulate technology that you can see. And so we'll treat this as a dirty trick.
All right. Got a 20 on my computer use.
As you're able to wave away the connection to the constant for a moment, the camera will be blinded for the next round. So go ahead and give me that acrobatics as you launch yourself over. This is going to be a DC 20. It is going to take a little bit off, but you are still going to take some falling damage. If you fail this check, you're going to land inside the fence.
Okay. I got 24. You don't have to look up anything. I got 24.
So, with the 24, you clear the fence. The camera will turn back on after you land. You did pass the check, so you will hit with kind of a tumble and a stand back up. You will take 13 damage, though, from slamming into the ground.
Woof.
Would that knock you out, John?
It would hurt. It would noticeably hurt. I would have to roleplay crying on the ground, holding my knee for at least 5 minutes.
This is a 30-foot drop? I'm just trying to picture the amount of drop in my mind.
Oh, yeah. This is definitely a one panel of him flying across the air.
I imagine starting to go into the flaily flop from Red Dead Redemption when you jump off a high cliff.
Just turn sideways and start falling.
Start wiggling and oh!
But as you slam into the ground and take off into the streets of Sule'Nei, passing the bizarre variety of advertisements that litter the walls of these semi-corporate structures / housing areas, you'll pass by people using the red and gold umbrellas here that on the inside display ads on the lower side of the umbrella.
Oh my god. Just sitting in an advertisement sphere.
You'll pass by a public arbiter that kind of sits around in a small booth that says information on the side by NTech. But eyes on the prize as you approach the billboard. You will smell it first, and then you will see it. The familiar Ba Hamburger that is by the side of the freeway.
Crests over the arch of the overpass like a sunrise.
For you have about an hour-ish to kill before the wrecker will appear.
All right. Yeah, I'd probably be inside eating if I had that much time.
God, I thought we weren't going to Ba Hamburger.
I don't know what y'all said in the record, but I was not a part of that.
You have just 2 pizza calzones or 2 burger calzones.
With the new deep fried nochi nachos.
Is this we're expanding the menu?
Absolutely.
The Laura Ba hamburger. This is what people listen to. They don't care about our stories.
They want the food.
Well, we know it's going to be a successful franchise because we already see Bah Hamburgers in BC8, which is set like 100 years in the future.
They won the franchise wars.
Oh,
Now
no.
every restaurant is a Bao Burgers.
Whatever assholes. There's still one farther than freeze hanging out in Tacoma.
But yeah, an hour will pass by as the wrecker gets closer. You guys will pull off at the exit, head down into the parking lot of a familiar Bah Hamburger, where Forrest is inside, sitting at the table. The rank smell of barbecue sauce and ketchup permeates the air as you all get out.
Oh, did you guys not want to eat here?
I'm already in line.
Right. I'll shout out to Oswald. Just get me a calzone, and I'll go to make a seat at one of the booths.
You got one too, Creek?
Sure.
I'll like kind of look at you and kind of assess what I think you might like and say maybe 2.
Yeah, get 2.
Yeah.
But as your allies approach, Forrest, the item provides you with the same kind of sight you've seen before. Lucius's arm, not connecting the constant, has no trail.
Okay. Can't prank Lucius. Got it.
But you can see the faint line coming from Keegan's sliver, as well as the slivers of the rest of your team. Any items connected to the constant give off that light.
Nice. All right. Yeah. I guess that'd be a little distracting from time to time as I'm just kind of noticing those signals move around.
Mm-hmm.
When those guys get here, I'll say that you guys made good time, and I'll pull up the Punch Junction sponsorship suit and put it on the diner table and push it across to Lucius.
You guys would notice that as Forrest puts down the case in front of you, his hands give off a very faint electrical sheen.
Is it magical?
What, the suit?
Anything? Because I just am looking at magical items right now, or detecting magic per spell.
Forrest will glow a bit with magic.
How about the Punch Junction suit?
It is not magic.
Yes, it is. Just not the way you see it, Jeff.
It's mundane, but not in the way you're thinking.
I'll say, Forrest, did you find something else in there?
Oh, yeah. I got the actual job, and I'm gonna take off the compression socks and wad them up on the table next to the case.
Yeah, they give off heavy transmutation and abjuration vibes.
I think I'm the kind of sorcerer that doesn't know that very well. Magic is just innate. I know that it's magical. What it actually does, I'd have to really, I don't know, figure out.
I also don't have ranks in spellcraft.
I got ranks in spellcraft. I just can't roll high enough to actually do anything with it.
Just can't be bothered. So yeah, I'll come back with a tray with 4 wrapped Bah hamburgers on it. Sit down with y'all. So, does somebody know this Carver person? It's like Javi Cars that made it sound like this was somebody we were supposed to know, but I don't know who Carver is.
No, I don't think she expected us to know him. I just happened to. One of my drone buddies knows him. It's just a small world, you know.
All right.
Why? What do you ask?
I've seen somebody around in the city flying around, probably using Grasp, and I was wondering if it was the same person.
Could be. How many people are flying around? Just him and you?
At the time, that's all I saw. But I'm doing it, the natural way.
This karaoke thing is interesting.
Yeah, it's good, right? I've got like ketchup probably dripping down my chin.
Maybe if there wasn't ketchup in it too.
I'll probably be eating people's leftovers unless they forcefully sweep it into the trash.
I'll slide it over to you if you're picking at it and eyeing it.
Thanks, man.
Oh, no problem.
We've got what we came for. We're eating. Forrest, what was that warehouse like?
Like an evidence locker.
Yeah,
something.
that's the word I was looking for. Evidence locker.
Yeah. Looks like half of the stuff is cleaned out. I think the Blink Dog's using it as their personal armory.
Interesting. There was no way to get a hold of one of their fast traveling devices. How did they do it?
They got cards, and I think they've got those door frames are hooked up to a network. But I don't know. They kind of had me pinned down, and I couldn't move, and I didn't want to risk being spotted.
No, glad you didn't. But yeah, they'll pull out the guts of the key card reader or whatever. So this is what they used, huh? This is how they travel.
Yep, with area code designations, it looks like.
Ah, I think I wish I had one of those cards.
Well,
But this
sorry
is
about that.
some interesting knowledge to have. It's always been kind of known that the Blink Dogs work with the Seekers, but now it's blatant.
Well, blatant to us, and we broke into a place and then another place. So it's not that blatant.
Broken in or accidentally found your way there.
Oh yeah, how's Sal?
Sorry, what?
How's Sal?
Like trying to think back. That kid that ran away?
The gate attendant.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Min-Max Storage.
I'm sure they're fine. They ran away like they were supposed to.
There was a grenade that went off, so just making sure.
Yeah,
we know.
I don't think that they. I don't even know that a grenade went off. I just know there was an explosion and that the Blink Dogs did it.
Whatever that was, the grenade that just torched the unit, messed up the
Mhm.
door,
And us a bit.
and us a bit.
Yeah. As for our involvement there, I wouldn't worry about it too hard. I don't think there's anything that pins us to it. So whatever Saul has to
cameras.
say. Right. Well, sure, we were there, but we didn't necessarily do anything. I tried my best to make sure the cameras didn't catch you guys. So did Fours. And really, we were just looking at units.
Yeah. When we got in the unit, we made sure there was no camera looking at us enter the unit. They probably caught me running away or zipping away, but that's not incriminating. That's just
Not
running
even
away
good.
from, gang members. That's what a normal person would do.
Yeah.
But Saul did.
Yeah, see?
But yeah, I'm sure he's fine. But more importantly, I'm sure we are fine.
I'm gonna look over the table and I go, "That's got to be like record time for us."
Same day, right?
Yeah, we got the job earlier today. Boom.
Yep,
You
and no
gotta
way
st-
can that be jinxed.
Gotta start being happier about the wins, Lucky.
You
think
thought
you're right,
about what
Forrest.
kind of favor you want from the boat axe?
Ooh.
Haven't even put my mind on it yet. I'm just a little bit more intrigued with what we've actually discovered.
Mhm.
But yeah, I know you're excited about your food though, but I think that we should get you back to somewhere safe, Oswald.
Me?
Are you still bleeding?
You were shot a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
important to remember things.
I'm starting to get used to it.
You shouldn't.
Yes, it'd be nice to be done for the day. The creek got blown up too. I'll point at creek.
That I did. I think my armor took most of that impact, though.
So I imagine we just kind of spend the rest of the meal like bullshitting about what we found so far, and then probably vision how cool I would look inside this punch junction power armor. Put that thought away.
You'd look like Zachary Levi in the Shazam suit. Big bubbly fake muscles.
Scrawny little neck and head on top.
You should totally try it on, boss.
It's gonna be like Fallout 4 if you took just random on your appearance and then jumped inside power armor.
Maximize sliders.
Yeah. One thing I am curious about though too is what did the outside of that evidence locker look like? Is that actually like a precinct of some kind, or is it just a storage area?
I think it's just storage. It wasn't connected to the station or anything.
Huh. Could you find it again if we drove by it?
Mm-hmm. Unless they got so paranoid that they went in and moved the whole thing.
With an invisible truck.
I mean, it wouldn't be hard for them to clear out that warehouse with the fucking teleportation door. Just saying.
Huh.
They wouldn't even need an invisible truck.
What if the ex-gargoyles had one of those?
An invisible truck?
No, a teleportation door.
Of course, they don't have an invisible truck.
I looked. They didn't have one. I looked as thoroughly as I could before I got almost arrested.
Yeah, hard to say. Like, I don't know very much about this technology at all, but it'll be worth looking into what this does or how widely available it is.
Yeah. Well, you know that is it Starborn, the teleportation gates?
Do they function the same way?
Those are controlled by Starborn Frigate. They operate the teleportation circles that corporations use.
So that's basically like freight.
Yeah,
But there's a difference between that and accessing the constant, right?
correct. Those you would know are magical in nature, and these are technologically based.
Oh.
And I wasn't aware that people are technologically teleporting around, unless if I was.
You are not.
I didn't think so.
Now I feel comfortable having been Brundle-flied through that door unknowingly, submitting my body to scientific teleportation. Oh.
Oh, yeah, scientific teleportation. Pretty sure they discovered that you just straight up die and that you just reformed somewhere else. So, sorry, dude.
We've got that burnt out control panel too.
We could try and do our own low rent version of it with duct tape.
Maybe,
and
but
gum.
I bet you we still need to have an access card to access their.
That's true.
What would we call these? Hyperlanes? Or are we going to call them like ley lines? Or we're going to have to come up with a good name for them. I'm going to call them TP routes. Yeah. I'll be eager to clean up our space, get back in the wrecker, and just do a drive-by of where Force is at.
Yeah, you won't be able to get access to it. It is fenced off.
Okay. Fenced off like it's a business park sort of thing, and it's in the center of a business park, or fenced off that we can drive along the fence and just see the outside, because that's all I care about.
Yeah, you can drive along the fence and see into the area where the warehouses are kept. It has that same kind of security guard at the front that checks all the vehicles that come in and out. That is a seeker. So
It's probably not going to fall for unseen servant. This area, though, it's is it like multi-use? Like there's different companies all within a gated kind of storage community sort of thing, or?
yes, you can see there's a variety of warehouses.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see which corporation owns which building.
Right. Make note of the address and drive away.
Alrighty. Then yeah, back on the freeway. It's not long before you guys see the comforting lights as you come over the hill, as you see the familiar billboards and signs marking you off as getting back into Dusk Banter proper.
And I've got no intentions of stopping anywhere but old requisitions.
While we're on the road, I'll probably take the time to bind my own wounds as best I can.
I'd help you out with that. I feel a little bad about you getting hit.
Appreciate it. Oh God.
I drop a 5 on my heal check.
No.
The glorious one.
Well, I got a total of
Used
20
by
on my own
hamburger
heal
wrappers.
check.
Yeah, there's a spurt of blood as Forrest grabs the leg at the wrong angle and pulls out some buckshot as it.
Whoa, I mean,
Ow.
well, you didn't want that staying in there.
Absolutely not. Shoves in a greasy napkin and wraps it with a Bah hamburger wrapper.
But once you guys return to base, Gore's already gone home for the evening. Barry is waiting up for you all. A colic would let you know that, hey, he kind of messed with the server here so that if somebody does try to log on or log in or anything, it should give us an alert if we get an outside presence.
That's some really good thinking. Glad you did that.
Who-
Think back to Dosh harping on me for not doing stuff like that in the first place. You mean you don't have a gun? What do you mean you don't have security?
I fucking quit.
Probably just send a text to Javi about mission successful. So try to meet up with us tomorrow or something.
Yeah, she'll send back a thumbs up, 100% fireworks emoji, and then see you in the morning.
Good enough for me.
Did they say what they were doing with that suit? And I will give a sideways glance to Keegan and kind of bounce my eyebrows a little.
Yeah. You want me to wear the Punch Junction suit?
I'm just asking questions here.
Take a look at what it is, but
Yeah, does it fit?
Yeah, look it over because the time may come that you might need that.
Also, it might be fitted for a lizard man, so
I'll take a look at the Punch Junction suit.
Yeah, it's standard issue tactical armor. You can see the connections for it to have tactical attachments added onto it as well. It's top quality adamantium reinforced mithril based tactical armor.
This is really good armor.
It just happens to have, PJ on the thighs and the Punch Junction guy giving a high five on the shoulder pauldrons. The glasses, when they come down, look like the ridiculously oversized glasses that Punch Junction wears. Very Captain Falcon vibes.
But the unique thing about the truly unique thing about this suit is the is the nonstick paint and dye used that makes it virtually impossible to recolor.
But does it fit?
Yes, spending 5 minutes or so putting it on. All the straps can be adjusted. Looks like it's built to be able to handle pretty much anybody from Lycol to lizard folk.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah, damn.
crazy versatile. And when you got it all on, I'm going to take some photos.
Me too.
Even a normal person can fit inside that.
All flex for their photos.
Got to do all the Mr. Universe poses.
Damn, if
Show
we're gonna do
your
that, I'm gonna
moves.
get a short video too.
Oh, jeez.
What's your favorite soda, Creek?
Punch Junction.
The night will pass by without incident. Early morning, Gore will alert you, Lucius, that your guest is here.
Sounds good.
Javi come walking in. Behind her, a shorter, brown-haired human. You can see where his arms and legs have kind of the dark blue and black bruising that comes from grasp overuse, as he quietly stands behind her as they enter. Fours, you'd recognize as Carver.
Mm-hmm. I'll give him a subtle head nod and hand wave.
Yeah, he'll do that. The head tilt.
The sharp upward nod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Javi would throw her gun on your desk, Lucius, and lucky, that was impressive.
I'll be thinking about how easy it seemed to have gone off without, I mean, not easy, right? But just like Forrest had said, we did it within a day's time, which is interesting for us. One thing though, before it's turned over, I was hoping I would have time to actually look over what these sleeves did magically.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to ask this, but would you be able to roll a d20 with a +8 for my spellcraft? Right now I'm laid down because my foot is fucking twice the size as it should be.
Oh no, Bobby's World.
Yeah.
The correct answer was because I'm currently in the shower.
Sorry guys, I'm not in the shower.
But with a 9, so you get a 17. Spending time with detect magic and a long while, especially if you have it.
Before they got there.
Yeah, it seems as though these kind of function like sleeves that would grant something akin to ghost touch. It's like they're making something that's ethereal or non-corporeal function on the material plane.
Oh, interesting. Well, yeah. Don't intend on doing anything else with that knowledge. Just wanted to know. This is something that's going to help somebody that suffers from grasp, right?
Correct.
That makes sense in my mind. Like, yeah, that's why that would do that. Making sure it's not like like sleeves of meteor swarm or something like that.
Javi takes a seat. I imagine Oswald's probably on his way in with coffee. Keegan enjoying the guest room here.
Definitely enjoying the guest room.
Which, if you don't have a place to stay, there you can easily take a room too. So
I will be doing that. Moving the stuff out of my car into this room.
I like it when people stay here and don't have their own apartments that they bring their cats to.
Seems real specific.
I always wanted to run a halfway house. Wayward souls.
Where their continued lodging was also dependent on their continued employment by me.
Javi will grab onto the sleeves that you got and hand them over to Carver. You'll see him slide them over his withered legs and over his withered arms. You'll see where the mesh, though, lands is it's slightly above his actual limbs. It is following the contours and shapes of his arms that would be there if not affected by the grasp addiction. What's odd so much about it is that based on the time you spent kind of looking this over, realize that has ghost touch properties, you're starting to connect that the grasp addiction and the effects on the person is because it is slowly turning your body ethereal.
Oh.
But yeah, Carver would be able to flex a bit underneath the mithril and hedron mesh as he looks happy.
Yeah, I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, he looks, he gets quiet and just says thank you. And Javi would, yeah, thanks. She'll throw you the credit stick. This is for the stuff we owe you. We can take that punch junk off your hands if you want. Doesn't really fit our brand. We'll sell it on the market. Or we can sell it to you at a discount now if you want.
You mean our Punch Junction armor? No, sorry, that's ours.
She'll laugh and say, we can't use this shit. It's not going to fit with our look.
We've already tried repainting it, so yeah, we know.
Plus, she'll look over at Keegan already wearing it. I'd hate to ruin boys' night. All right, Lucky. Well, if the Bodex can help you out anytime, let us know. We owe you one. She'll take her gun off your desk and put it back into her holster.
And yeah, I appreciate the work.
and she will head out.
As I'm sitting at the conference table, I'll go, "Oh yeah," and I'll reach into my hoodie and pull out a seeker pistol and put it on the table. There's another one.
What's that pistol about?
Oh, it's from the warehouse. I forgot I took it. Just
It's really sweet.
them putting their gun on the table reminded me.
I'm gonna check with Ravik as I bring in his drink.
Yeah, there's a little bit more light behind his eyes. He's still well bandaged and in bed. Max is here sitting with him, and so, greetings, Oswald.
Hi, Max. I'll hand Max their drink as well.
Yeah, Ravik smiles and thanks you for the drink.
Came to see how you're doing, Ravik. I know you're on the mend, but
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better.
good. I just kind of stand there awkwardly and sip my smoothie.
Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.
But with that, we will end this session so that you guys can head off towards Pauldron to enjoy the Festival of Families. Thanks for listening. And of course, like, review, rate, 5-star, all that jazz if you can. Our intro and outro music is from Nihilord. The title of the track is Catabasis. Alright, have a good one. Bye!